Okay, hi everyone. Great to be back, and great to have Naked Sean with me as always, and of course the man of many live streams, Mikey.
One less now,
although, yeah, I know that was really sad actually today.
It was, yeah.
I think Tony was in bits. I mean, FFS. I think he was crying all over his which is never good. If you've got a lot of carbon steel knives, it's not good to cry much because they
True. Salty tears, yeah.
Yeah, probably nearly as bad as Slippy's acid fingers. So anyway, so as I've actually been to a flea market, and I had one sort of morning going around with these guys. Didn't buy anything, but got a feel of what to look for, and then I dived in at the Malvern Flea Fair or Flea Market. Anyway, a huge place. So I thought this was a good chance to show off some of my finds, but also to see some of the finds that Mikey and Sean have got as well, and maybe just to talk about some of the because I think we've talked about this before, but some of the things to look out for, or some of the best bits about this sort of knife hunt, and so that should be good. Let's just go back to here. So should we start with a pocket dog? Mikey, what have you got in your pockets today?
In my pockets today, this is I've been carrying this cool little AliExpress.
Oh, hang on, let me just bring you up big time. Oh, wrong one. Yeah. Oh, is this the Christmas one?
This was the Merry Christmas one, yeah. Chirk has just released a video on it.
Cool.
So this was really cheap. I think it was like £15 or £14 or something. Yeah, and it had Merry Christmas on the blade, but that just practically wiped off. It was like a water transfer.
All right, it wasn't even etched.
It wasn't even etched, mate. No, but it's a proper Barlow, nice big bolsters, and a clip point blade, and it's got like a Christmas tree on it, I think.
Oh, is that the Charlie Brown Christmas tree, the one without much on it?
Yeah, it's pretty much a Charlie Brown. Yeah, it's exactly that. It's just a twig, really. But so I've been carrying this. This is really well made. Nice little action on it. Great little penknife. I've had that. It's been the first day that I've really been carrying that today. I've got one of my Lynn slipped with a Parker pen and an Ashley Brip Buster as well. That's my sort of big working knife. But I've also been carrying this case as well. But that's what's in my pockets.
That's cool. Thanks, Mikey.
No problem.
And have you got something to wet your whistle as well?
I've got a nice fruit and it's a fruit tea of because it's getting quite late now, so I only drink tea before I go to bed.
Cool. Oh, that's good. Thanks, Mikey. And Sean, what have you got in your pockets?
Well, kind of pockets. I'm carrying one of Lynn's pouches, which is on my belt, so it's
that's a fancy one.
Gives you a bit of extra room in your pockets for other knives. But so I've got the new Ashley Harrison Barlow. I think you saw this one, Mark, when we were camping the other week.
I did. It's quite a heavy boy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got the really thick brass webs.
Extra thick. Look at those.
And
you can't really call them liners, can you? They're too thick for liners, yeah.
Well, Ashley likes to call them webs, doesn't he?
Webs.
Yeah.
Webs. Yeah.
That's more like an ingot. Huge.
But it's got some real weight to it, but in a nice way.
Solid, yeah.
It just feels, solid and good in the hand.
Yeah, I think TK's calling it the brass.
Brashly. Yeah, it's kind of like the brass kind of mixed. Yeah.
Yeah, so along with that, I've got one of the small Olight torches, little flashlight. It's the i3T2. I'm sure people are familiar with that. It's been around a while. It's a good little.
Yeah.
It's a great little tool.
And this is one of the new.
Because I clicked on the. That's good.
New pens with the. Also, it has the pencil point at the other end, which
Slippy's got one of those, and he speaks very highly of it. I've yet to try one out, Sean.
Yeah,
I think I need to get one as well. One of these sort of everlasting pencils that. Yeah.
Yeah, but you get replaceable, like a nib almost for a small short lead that slots in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got that. What's been on my belt. I've also got, where are we? Oh, I took it out of my pocket. That's why I can't find it. Put it in front of me. The little cutlass colon inner sanctum knife.
Do you know
I'm
what?
not sure it can be because I've got one of those. So, and I don't think I'm in the inner sanctum, but yeah,
It
was more. Yeah,
they're nice.
Yeah, they're great. They were just something that me and Slippy were able to get hold of a few. So it was kind of like a little Discord inner circle thing. Yeah,
but they're nice little slip joint, ideal for fifth pocket carry. But yeah, and then also got a Vic Sportsman.
Oh,
just a standard one. So yeah, that's me.
That's cool. And have you got something to wet your whistle as well?
I have. Yeah, I probably should have taken Mikey's stance and gone for something uncaffeinated, but I'm on black coffee, so you know, I'll be buzzing later.
with a few sugars in there, Sean.
Yeah, it's a couple.
Just to keep it sweet.
Also some water.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, that's cool. Thanks, Sean. Let me just pop myself up and then. Oh yeah. So I've got one of Lynn's puss slips, which I've got from her during the weekend, and I've got. It doesn't quite fit, so I need to go to a smaller pen. But I've got my Parker Jotter, which I use pretty much every day at work, and then also in here I've got the Colonial Barlow, which Slippy passed on from Joy, so from Randy, and so that's really cool. That's one I'll always keep, and a nice little 2-blade Barlow. So, and then the only other thing I've got as well, which I always have, is the Midnight Manager. So I don't think my everyday carry changes that much. I sort of try and rotate something in, but this is always in my pocket unless I'm traveling. And then I've actually thrown the can away, but I've got a nice Hobgoblin IPA, a session ale, so that'll keep me nicely lubricated for the rest of the show. Just while we're
boy.
Well, you know, you do get a dry throat with all this talking. I just have a quick look down the chat. We seem to have a fair number of people in already, which is great. I mean, I might pick up a few more now that TK and Slippy have sort of had. Well, it's a bit more than a break. Unfortunately, I had a work call and I sort of dropped out just before the news, so I sort of got it. But so it's a bit of a break from the regular shows, and they'll just be doing some specials. That's
about it, pal. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not quite like the breakup of the Beatles, and it's not quite that.
Well, every now and then we'll release a new single, but it'll probably be like a Christmas #1.
Okay, so that's So it's not as bad as Oasis. I was trying to think of a good band that sort of breaks up and comes together again a lot, but
a lot, yeah.
yeah. But anyway, so it was sad news that they're stopping. I think it was amazing that they got to 100. I think this is our 31st with this, and it's and that seems like it's been going ages. Anyway,
31, wow, yeah, that's brilliant.
So yeah, well, it's good, and it's just good fun to do this. So it's good to have TK in the house. Chirk, as always, is moderating, which is great because he's one of the best moderators around. Tiffers, so Peter Tiffany as well. Nige, good to have you here. Just going down quickly. Lynn, of course. Yeah. I've got one of my other puss lips as well. So I think I'll be after one of the three, the triple ones at some point as well. If you haven't seen them already, go and have a look in the Discord shop. Her and Griff both have shops there, so they both do fantastic leather work. So go and check them out. And if you're not in the Discord group, I'm sure that Chirk will put a link to it. So, and if you're not, why not? So as well, we've got Marco and Will. Oh, and Mrs. C. Good to have you, Mrs. C. Haven't seen you in the chats for a while. Hopefully that's okay. And Sean, Watch City Knives. That's great. And Marco, good to have you here. And Slippy, of course. So good to have you here, Slippy. I'll have to get you on the show as well. So I'll have to book you in. You might have a bit of free time on a Sunday now, so I can take advantage.
Look at that, straight in there, just like. Oh.
Long, the king is dead. Long live the king.
Absolutely.
Or the queen and king. Good to have Andrew from Baxter's Blades on as well. Good to have him here. He's been on the show, and I'm sure we'll be getting him back. And Benny, the Norwegian tinkerer. So good to have him on the show as well. And good to have Was here as well. And Griff. Hi Griff. And of course Elan. So it's a full house tonight. This is great fun. I hope I haven't missed anybody. If not, I'll catch up. I am particularly crap at going through the chat, but I'll try and... here we go. Elans, of course, as said, they're like the Spice Girls of YouTube.
Oh, what? Elan? Why does he have to be the Spice Girls?
Why not?
Could we be like the Misfits? Come on.
Yes, and that would be great. Right, let's... So the reason for having this show was having my first ever, second ever sort of knife hunt, but first where I actually bought something, and it was at the Malvern Fleamarket. Fantastic! I think they're there nearly every month. Hundreds of stalls. Unfortunately, most don't have knives, which is annoying. When you've been to Sharp Show and every stall has a knife, so it makes it easy going, doesn't it? But
slightly.
You have to wade through all of these stalls with some that just sell glass bottles or tiles or other ceramics or
anything really. Literally, anything.
I think better quality stuff than a boot fair, I would say, because you get a lot of crap at a boot fair, don't you? Even more stuff to wade through. A lot of vintage stuff, which seems to be a lot of stuff from my childhood now, although maybe that's antique. I've been around a bit, so. I was amazed. I managed to buy a knife within about 3 minutes of turning up and found a good stall. But let's not start with me. Let's start with our guest, Mikey. Do you want to show us a couple of your good finds?
Yeah, I can certainly show you some of my... there's one that I can't show you because I found a really lovely Victorinox pruner. And it was an old discontinued one with rosewood handles, brass pins. And that is now in the possession of Tony Blade in Wales. We all know that.
Show. If only he would come on the show to show it, that would be.
Well,
come on, Tony.
Come on, Tone. When he got this pruner, he did a lovely shot of I think he's got about 19 really nice pruning knives, and he's now got this Victorinox that I know he's been carrying and using. So I'm really glad that went to him.
Yeah, there aren't many of those around, I don't think, are there? The wood ones.
They stopped making them a while ago, and it is genuine rosewood, and it's got thick rosewood handles, and it's a lovely thing. But it wasn't for me. It was meant to be for like Tony. So Tony has that. This is one that I picked up on the Bank Holiday Monday. This is an HM Slater Venture. Wonderful knife, quite a big pocket knife, half stop on it, and it has a killer snap on it.
Ooh, yeah.
And I recently found out why. Oh, look, Sean's got one.
Actually, Sean's got two.
Sean had the first ones of these that I saw, and then Slippy, and then me. I've got another one of these here that's in carbon steel that Slippy rehandled for me because the handles were like really gone. Yeah. But I took this into Arthur Wright's because I'd found an Arthur Wright, a very old one, and an old Howarth on the same day, and I took that in, and I said it's got a snap like one of your knives, and he said that's because it is one of ours.
Oh, really?
They made the blade and the bat springs for Slaters, yeah.
Ah, right.
So the blade and the bat spring on these are made by Arthur Wright, hence why they've got such a good action.
Yep.
This one's in really good nick. It's got lovely wear to the scales. But the back spring's still there. There's like no gapping on it really at all. Great action on it still. And I bought three knives for like £10, and that was one of those knives.
That's the thing. I mean, there are some crazy prices, but there are also some great bargains, aren't there?
Yeah, there are. This is my only knife find that I got when I was out with Sean and Lynn yesterday. But it's a really nice little pen knife. It's in really good nick, lovely bat spring on it, and this is an E Blide. Ooh. So it's another Sheffield knife. As soon as I saw it, I thought, yeah, that's the one for me. Both blades have got a really nice action.
Because I always thought you were more of a single blade guy, Mikey. Is that changing a bit now?
Yeah, do you know what? I suppose it is. I've got a great love recently for like Stockmans. I know Slippy's gone that way as well. Sean's picked up a couple as well. But as a pen knife, you quite a few of the nice pen knives they have two blades. This is a little IXL that I picked up last week.
Yeah. Again,
it's got two blades. I don't know if you saw the pictures on like Discord, but the main blade was snapped.
Ah.
And I reground it with a Dremel and then sharpened it, and it came out pretty good, to be fair.
Yeah, that's really good.
That looks amazing. Yeah.
But I picked up two IXLs. One's like a 4-bladed Stockman type as well, and I picked up those two because one's got a bolster missing,
right? Which
Slippy said he can probably help me out with like sorting that out. But it's got a really nice action on it. But I got these two because they both had a bit of damage on it. 2 for £10. So
nice.
Yeah, and I'm quite partial to an IXL. This is a really nice little pen knife that I picked up with Sean, Slippy, and Lynn when we went to Newark. And this is, again, it's a lovely little two blader. But as soon as I saw those jig bone handles,
Yeah,
I thought that's the one for me. So that was my main purchase on that day. And again, still got a great action on it in really nice nick, lovely backspring and brass liners.
yeah. What I find amazing with these is that you know because even I have a lot of knives now, but these knives that you're sort of finding would probably have been that person's only pocket knife that they probably carried for years, decades, even.
Quite possibly, yeah. I mean, if you're going back in the day, if it was a job where you use a pocket knife a lot, like a lot of the farmers, they used to bulk buy. Say they'd buy 50 Arthurites or 100 Arthurites, and they'd have them being used on the farm. And as soon as they went blunt, they get thrown in a box, and they'd just grab a new one, you know, and they'd just like carry on.
And then get somebody to sharpen them at some point.
And then get somebody to like sharpen them at like some point. Yep, and then they could like because they didn't want their workers to like stop to sharpen a knife. They want them just to like carry on. And then most other people, like my granddad, had like one Sheffield pocket knife pretty much for his entire adult life. You know.
Yeah. I think my granddad was like that. It was
so
sharpened knife.
So by the time I got the knife, it was in quite a rough state, and the blades have been sharpened quite a lot. But something like this, where that blade now looks very worn, you know, where it's had a lot of use, and you know. But my granddad could like still put an edge on it, and it would still cut a piece of string or open a box, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we are the fools now that think, you know, that we need more than 159.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think I added about 20% in one day to my number of knives.
You did really well though, because you put up a picture of your find, and knowing now that you didn't pay more than £12 for a single one of those knives, and I did see 2 Old Cross A-locks in there.
Yeah.
Which me and Sean found one at the weekend. Admittedly, it was in a dealer's case, but it was a red Pioneer, heavily worn. But he was asking 55 for it, Sean, or 50.
Somewhere, yeah, it was around that mark, wasn't it?
And you paid like £8.50 for yours.
I think it was £6.50, and I think it was 10. It was 10 for the Pioneer. And anyway, I showed them a bit.
Well, you did really well.
Yeah.
Really well.
It was good fun. Thanks, Mikey. Sean, have you got a few to show us?
I have. Well, obviously, I've kind of showed the 2 HM Slaters like Mikey showed. I mean, the thing I'd say is, the more we've been doing the kind of hunting and antiquing and fairs and stuff, there are certain knives that we keep an eye out for, and the Slaters are always one to look at and consider, because they're damn good knives, and they seem to be, they've been well put together, and you know, you usually find them in fairly reasonable condition as well. So that's always one to sort of keep a lookout for. Although this was one. This is another Slater that I managed to pick up. And it's just a little penknife. Twin blade. I'm really struggling because I've broken both my thumbnails really short. So yeah. Which I hadn't got a small penknife by Slater, and I picked this up a few weeks ago. Yeah, nicely made. think Mikey was with me when I picked this one up. This is just one of those that says made in Sheffield. Nothing much else on it. But this one is in as new condition, really. It was in a little vinyl slip.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It just looks pristine, and it's got the filed back spring on it as well.
Ah, right, yeah, I think I found one like that. I'll have to have a look. I've got. They are nice though. I mean, they're great little pocket knives to have, just to use, you know, for anything.
They're perfect little pen knives, just for like, they're quite nice to like take to work or just have around the office kind of thing.
Yeah. I mentioned earlier before we went live, this was one I picked up yesterday, and this was a little Victorinox Rambler, sorry, for £9, and it's like new. I don't think it's been carried.
Yeah.
That was amazing, wasn't it?
And ironically, I'd been looking recently, well, this week, within a few days ago, looking at them and thinking, I really ought to pick one of those up. Keep saying I'm going to do, and then I've not actually pulled the trigger. And then, lo and behold, come across this one yesterday. So, and this is the thing that we all like about the Rambler, this little multi-tool.
Well, it's just like the I think it's like the Midnight Manager, isn't it? The tools on it, except it's got the standard scale tools. Yeah,
it is. But yeah, nice. There's so many I can show you. It's a job to know where to start and stop. But one of the things personally I like about going out and finding these old knives is being able to come across knives from different makers that you haven't had in your collection. Can't remember what this. I think this was it's not the one I thought it was. Where's the glass?
Right, I was just catching. Baxter was saying about Ramble On. So
yeah,
do like a bit of Led Zepp.
Bit of Zepp. Led Zepp.
And that's one of the songs I want played at my funeral, actually. So Ramble On.
Yeah, this is a Rowbotham.
Oh.
So yeah, it's nice to be able to collect knives from different makers that you've not got in your collection. You do sometimes get to see different tank stamps that are unusual. This one's just plain script, so it's not anything particularly special. But there is one. He says, "Oh, it's here." This was one I got when I was out with Mikey.
We do tend to spend a lot of weekends hunting for knives and stuff, don't we, Sean?
This was a John Blythe. And it was the one with the little planet.
Oh, that's right. On the tank stamp.
Yeah.
Ah, right, yeah.
The Genius, I think it was. Was it Genius?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some nice,
Genius.
nice worn bone. A little bit of damage to the bone, but it's all still in place.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of the things I enjoy is picking up these older makers that are, sadly long gone.
Yeah. That's cool. Okay. I'll show a few then, just as we're talking about.
Yeah, because you found some beauties, Mark, at the weekend.
Sorry, let me. Yeah. So I was saying, within 2 minutes, I went to a stall and they had these two, and The first one is one of these. One of these turnkey ones.
Yep, turnkey. That's like a lady's knife, so they don't break the nails.
And I think that's John Watts. I don't think.
Yep, that's a very famous. Yeah, John Watts, great maker.
But I saw that. I thought I remember seeing Sean showing one of these, and the blades are a bit worn, but they're good. And then there was this small one, which again, it's got the engineering on it, and I think that one is J. Howarth. No, sorry. This is IXL. This one.
Up to George Walton yeah. With the engine turned, you mean?
Yeah. Sorry, the engine turn on it, if you can see it.
Always a nice little pocket knife, those with the engine turning.
Yeah,
you've got some nail nicks on yours as well, haven't you, for easy opening?
Yes, yeah. Can you see those?
Yeah, like the little easy open, nice. Which is, I always find the George Walton stuff just to be that little bit nicer, finished off kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, they're great. And then the next one I got was this tiny little one, and I got those first two for £5 for the two, and then I saw there's some. Well, you know, I was thinking this is older than me, which is unusual these days. So this is a little Richards, and it's, I don't know if you can see, it's a Coronation. Just a little Coronation pocket knife, and I think that was a £5, but I thought for a piece of history, and but that was really cheap, and I haven't got any Richards knives at all. So, and then I came across this other stall, which had brand new in the paper knives. And I don't know if you can see that. SUFC.
Oh, yeah.
So definitely from Sheffield. And what was interesting about this one is that it has
got the scissors.
And so it's got the scissors and two blades as well. And if I can, and yeah. Oh, sorry. This is the Howarth. It's got that sort of circular.
The Howarth. So that's the building that Arthurites are now in, and they own the name of them Howarths. Yeah.
Yeah, but this has the sort of easy opening nail nick as well. So that's brand new old stock. And then the other one, they had. I grabbed one, but they didn't have many in the boxes, but I grabbed one. In the box as well. So the Super Sharp. Now I don't know if that was used by Taylor's Eyewitness. Is that one of their sort of logos? I don't know if somebody knows more than me about that, but again, coming out of the box. And can you see that? Because it looks reversed to me, but does it look?
Yeah, no, it's right way around to us.
Looks fine for me, mate.
And then in the wax paper, if I can, there's another one with this is the only thing that spoils it really, is the Sheffield United. But there's no. It just says stainless. Sheffield, England on it.
Yeah, and they've done it as an advertising knife for the club. Yeah,
so it says that on both. But I just wondered. I was trying to look up stuff on Super Sharp, and the only thing I could find was Taylor's Eyewitness. So I don't know.
It could be. All of the makers made them, Mark.
Yeah, but absolutely, still really sharp. Actually, never used. So that was, and I found those within about the first half an hour actually, because I was meeting my son there, and I was sort of looking around, waiting for them to come, The only thing I would say was that I turned up too late. So I got there at 10:30 and I think it opened at 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
As I was walking around and seeing some places that looked like, you know, that they had a couple of not so good knives left. And I said, oh, you know, have they got any more? And they said that they'd sold quite a few early on. So I guess that's a watch out for that. So I was just having a look. Yeah, so Stuart's, yeah, I'm not, yeah, maybe I'm not just a knife guy. I'm a sort of an EDC guy who likes knives. Is that okay? So, Mikey, you've got a few more to show us.
Yeah, of course I have. I'd like to show this one. This one's pretty cool. This is made in the USA. It's very old. Griff helped me to get a rough date on this. It's got the Tom Mix Cowboy on it, which I believe was sort of up to about 1939.
Oh, wow.
This was a little. I mean, it's still got some great snap on it and a really nice carbon steel blade. This is a single bladed one. When we were in the States, John had got me and Slippy one of these, one of the new ones that are now made in China. But this is one of the original USA ones with a USA stamp on it as well.
Oh, fantastic.
And it's from the Novelty Knife Company. So they are still being made. I think it might be someone like Smoky Mountain or someone that like does them there. And they're made in China now. And when you can get them, because they always seem to sell out really fast, they're like $5. But I picked this one up for like £5, and it's a very, very old pre-war USA made one.
Oh, that's amazing.
That was really cool.
Slippy has just said that Super Sharp is Richardson's of Sheffield. So so that's good to know. Thanks, Slippy.
It's a nice little Rogers bunny knife that I picked up. I hope Griff's not like watching, otherwise I might get the old captain looking through the window. But yeah, this is a two-bladed bunny knife made by Rogers. It's got the little pen blade and a really, really nice clip point. Long nail pull, which is really cool. Great action on it as well. This gets quite a lot of pocket time, to be fair, because it's a really cool knife.
Yeah.
Me and Sean found one of these yesterday, Sean, didn't we? But
yeah.
But the main blade had been badly sharpened or snapped off and reshaped badly.
Yeah, it's it was. I mean, you could have salvaged it in some way, shape, or form, but I think I'd like one. I'm on the lookout for one, but I'd sooner wait and find one in a bit better order, really.
Yeah.
Do you find that as you're going to more of these and finding more knives, are you starting to get a little bit more particular, maybe a little bit more fussy about the knives that you pick?
100%, yeah. With I think me, Sean, and Slippy all went through that stage of just jumping on lots of pen knives.
Yeah.
Because they were there, and we wanted to get all the different manufacturers, but now we're trying to avoid as many pen knives, and we're looking now for the more sort of like the next size up, which is like the pocket knife. Yeah, and that tends to be more what we're going for now.
Oh, look out! Griff has seen it.
See, what if there's a bunny knife? Griff's there.
Yeah. Oh, and Paddy's in the house. Great to have you checking us out, Paddy.
So this is a Hugo collar that I picked up, a German knife made in Zollingen. Lovely clip blade on it, really nice clip point on it. It's got a corkscrew on it, a really nice awl as well, like the triangular type, which I find is the best. It's got a cap lifter with a little flat bladed screwdriver, very Victorinox-esque.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's got brass liners. It's got bird's eye pivots at either end, so the brass and the steel. It's in really good. I mean, it took a lot of cleaning up, but it was worth it because I didn't pay much for it, and it's actually really, really cool. Quite a nice size knife as well.
Now that's one of the things that I you know, being new to this knife hunting game, is that a lot of the knives are quite dirty. The thing that I found, I think I might take some wet wipes or something to clean my hands as I go around, because your hands stink, don't they?
Well, what you need to do then is go hunting with Sean, because he's always got a few wet wipes. Haven't you, Sean?
Well, obviously, this is why.
Absolutely.
And then just for cleaning, Mikey, do you use a sonic bath or anything to clean them, or?
I'd like to get one. I've seen them in use. I've tried out Sean's one when he first got his. They are good. They do remove a lot of the crap in there that you can't see. But sometimes you might need to use it 2 or 3 times. But so yeah, I like to get a lot of mineral oil in there first, just to get as much stuff loose as I can. And then Sean's got me using these little coffee stirrers.
Ah, okay.
You can get a piece of cloth or rag around it, and you can get into the channels of the blade, and they're just the right size that they fit most blades, and they really get in there and just clean out the crap. You can sharpen a point on them and get underneath the open blade as well to get the stuff that's there.
Right.
So yeah, it's generally like the WD-40 mineral oil, that kind of stuff, just to clean them up. Some like really fine sandpaper if you just want to take off a little bit of like a rough edge. This is a Moore maker that I picked up when I was in Texas with John and Slippy Trapper.
Right.
It should have been very, very yellow, but I think due to its age and the sunlight and the dye sort of fading away, it's now more like it's sort of like a very much faded kind of yellow.
Yeah.
But we picked this up in one of the stores over there. Nice size Trapper.
Yeah.
And buying knives in the States is a totally different ballgame. There's so many shops that have like got them.
It's the thing that, you know, because you can go into thrift shops, can't you? Or, you know, I guess there'd be charity shops over here.
There's so many shops there, as well as knife shops, you know. So you get a lot more choice. I had spoken to like TK about an alternative to an opinel, and he told me about this old bear type. And a few weeks later, when I was in Texas, I actually found one for a really good price. It's used, but it's like brand new. So this is an Italian knife. Nice piece, really nice piece of wood on the handle, much like an opinel.
I like the lock on it. Is that?
Yeah, that is a lock on it there as well. Easy to just one finger operate. And that was, I think this was like $5. It wasn't much money at all.
Yeah.
And one of the favourites that I've found, because it's very much a sodbuster style knife, has got no maker on it. All it says is foreign on it.
Oh, really? So
yeah. But I don't know if you picked it up. It's a lovely piece of rosewood with a big old brass pivot and a nice action on it, and a lovely clip point blade in carbon steel.
Yeah. So
I cleaned it up and like sharpened it, but I didn't clean it up too much, so like the blade still got all of its age on it, just as the back spring has. I think it could be German. It's got steel liners. It's perfectly centered.
Yeah. It was a bit before AliExpress, wasn't it? So.
Oh yeah, me and Sean and Slippy and Lynn were in. This was at the Coventry one that we went to, Sean, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Almost on like one of the first tables. I think Sean bought a knife from there. I bought there. Really nice old guy on there. Just said a $5, and I wasn't going to say no. And it's now one of my favourite pocket knives that I carry on a regular basis.
Yeah, it's cool. That's great. Thanks, Mikey.
No problem.
Sean, have you got a few more to show us?
Oh yes. always. I don't know whether that IXL that you picked up recently, Mikey, I don't know what the secondary blades were.
Mine are so worn, Sean, that it's hard to like tell.
Because this is the same sort of pattern with those slanted bolsters.
Is yours a 3-blade with a awl on it as well?
Got the awl, which is there.
Yeah.
And then it's got a little spay, which is quite a nice little spay, actually.
Don't say that to Slippy.
Well, I think Matt
Is it
doesn't
sharp?
mind these ones.
Yeah.
And then it's got a spear point blade, but it's in fantastic condition, this one. I've not done anything with this. This was it as it was when I got it. But it's got that so you got the main blade working off 2 of the back springs on one end, and then look at that central brass liner which is tapered.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, it's great action on that. Another one I picked up was this. This is a Humphreys Radiant brand. It's like a cigar pattern. Again, both blades are in good nick.
That's a lovely pattern and a lovely knife, Sean.
Yeah.
It really is. And this is the one with, on your secondary blade, the shorter blade, you've got that termination on the channel there, just so that
I
it's
love
not
that when they
big.
just put in like a little brass filler.
Yeah, it's actually, I think I'm right in telling you that's part of that back spring.
Yeah.
It extends around.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, okay.
Properly engineered.
So that was a nice clean one, really. And another Humphreys Radiant brand was this one.
Oh, don't let Tony see that.
But I just really like the size of this handle on this and this sort of serpentine
Yeah.
shape. It's good size. Nice, clean, straight bail on it as well. And the secondary blade on that's a spade.
That's a proper farmer's knife, isn't it, Sean?
It is, isn't it? I was just thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, trim your bushes and then
Trim your balls.
trim your balls. Yeah,
Yeah. It's just.
but yeah, it's
And is that bone the handle?
no, it's a synthetic
Ivory.
Like an ivory, yeah.
type of material. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess it was cheap. If you know, for a farmer's knife, they want to.
Yeah.
Farmers never like spending an awful lot of money, do they?
Although I must say, Sean, that ivory, for the age that it is, I think it holds up really well.
Oh God, yeah, yeah.
Doesn't seem to shrink, does it? Like a lot of the other plastics that they use.
No, it's it doesn't. And then there's a nice little Taylor's Eyewitness jackknife.
Oh, that's nice as well.
That is nice, yeah.
It's a very thin little pen blade, that isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's got these synthetic jig covers.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing, no use on these blades at all. It's just, but it's not a bad size. Be good sort of user size blade. Still got plenty of snap. Everything's as it should be.
Oh, it looks good,
No
doesn't it?
gaps.
There's just a question from fictional Iceland, and for most of these old knives you're finding, are the cover materials usually natural or synthetic?
I think it's a good mixture of both, really, to be honest with you.
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
I think the cheaper end and the working type knives tend to be a bit more synthetic, man-made, but a lot of the nicer pen knives tend to be wood and bone, don't they?
yeah, they do. Yeah, it's sort of a bit of a mixture of both, I think.
Yeah, I saw quite a few mother of pearl pen knives, but they tended to be quite expensive, and I wasn't so keen on those either. So
Yeah, you see the mother of pearls and the little ladies' fruit knives and stuff with like the silver blades. You like see those quite a lot, but they're not really, and don't seem to be really sought after.
Different. I mean, I think there's probably a market for them with certain collectors, but yeah, they're not really.
Well, there were a few that were hallmark silver, and but I'm not really into that, so I didn't. It wasn't. Is that something you would get if there was one you liked, or
not particularly for me? No.
No, I've got a couple. I have got a couple I picked up that must have been cheap and clean little examples, but it's not really my thing.
I find the problem with them as well, because the blade tends to be silver and the back spring tends to be some kind of steel, that if they've been used a lot, the silver on the tang of the blade wears off, and then the blade always sits up and it will never close properly.
Okay.
Yeah, because obviously with them being silver, there were fruit knives. They didn't taint the taste of the fruit when you cut it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Anything else, Sean?
Well, another one of those little ring knives.
So were these ones that people could open when they're wearing gloves? Was that the idea?
They can, yeah. I mean, this one's Taylor's Eyewitness.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're wearing gloves, or they were often marketed to ladies so they didn't damage the nails. But yeah, I mean, like Mikey was saying, we've kind of, between the three of us, we've kind of trying to avoid buying too many of these, because once you get a certain amount, there's no point, just keep buying.
Yeah. You've got to be really careful that you don't get into that habit of buying for the sake of buying, which we've all done, because we're there and we don't want to leave without buying a knife, but that we end up buying a couple of pen knives.
Yeah.
And no, Lynn, it's not the same as with Ashley's. That's different.
Yes, Lynn. Oh.
Well, I guess the other thing is that you have a few that you can, because they're, a few that you can give to people as well. So
that comes in handy. Yeah. When you send out like a little parcel and stuff, or you meet someone, and you can just give them like a little knife, and that's nice.
Yeah, because that's something I've never had enough, that many knives. So now I'm getting a few more. I've got some that I can sort of pass on. Right, shall I get a couple? And I've got a couple of Vengers. So these were my first Vengers that I got. And if Slippy's still around, he can maybe check that I've identified them okay, because I'm not so good. The first one seems to be very much like a recruit. And so I think this is a commander. It's got the awl as well on the back and the corkscrew. So yeah, I've had the Slippy confirmation that it is a commander. So So I quite like that. So it's before they had the evolution shape. But this was £12, so I was quite happy to pay that. It's in good condition, and it's just about got the Venga written on it as well.
Lovely knife, lovely knife. Discontinued as well, so always just to find them.
That's what I was thinking. And then this is a bigger boy, and it's similar, but it has 2 extra features. One is the scissors. And this has, I don't know if it's going to show, this has a slightly serrated scissor blade.
That's right, yeah.
And I really like the spring, and it's odd that until it's fully open, the spring, you know, it's a bit sort of floppy, but when it's fully open, the spring actuates really well. And I thought this was interesting with the chain on the keyring as well.
I believe when those scissors fully open, that mechanism is acting on the back spring. I think that was the whole thing about like the Vengas.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. And then the other thing it has, which is a little bit more difficult to get out, it's not quite as well designed as the Victorinox. I don't like the teeth don't look quite so well. There doesn't seem to be quite so many as on the Victorinox. It's a bit like the Toblerone, you know, when they decided to take a few of the
chunks of it and just spread them out a bit.
And it has this very small nail nick, whereas with the Victorinox it protrudes, so you can pull that out. Now I think this one is the Forester. If Slip is around, he can confirm it. So, and of course, it does have the they both have the tweezers and the
internal tweezers, and
I didn't like the tweezers as much actually. I found them, they weren't so easy to get out. They just have that very small.
They're not as easy to get out, are they? Because they're on the inside of the frame, aren't they?
But maybe that means you're less likely to lose them. I don't know. But anyway, it was nice. It was nice to have that. So I think that's the Forester and the Commander. I thought it was a bit odd that the Commander was just a very small knife. I was expecting that to be a bigger one. Right, I'm just looking at the time, and I think it's time. I've got the confirmation from Slippy that it is the Forester. That's good to know. So I think it's time to do keep, carry, scrap.
Marvelous.
And as you know, I always get a bit nervous. Let's just pull this back up. And so I thought, Mikey, I had to do something different.
Yep.
Now, just before we get to it, so I think it was on Paddy's show when you said that you were, getting into 2-blade knives a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got you 3 2-blade knives.
Cool.
And I think the only problem here will be picking one to scrap.
That's always the hard part, though, isn't it?
So let's have it then, and please play along in the chat as well. So this is the first one, and I think you'll recognise the maker's mark on it. And I have shamelessly gone onto Instagram,
right,
worked through a certain maker's.
They're not all the same maker, are they, Mark?
They're all the same maker. I wasn't going to make it easy for you, Mikey. So this is a nice little serpentine. It's Warncliffe and a Spey by the look of it. I can't remember what the handle material is. I think it's wood.
Yeah, probably.
Number 2. So this is a canoe.
It is indeed, yeah.
In a nice. This is mother of pearl, but I think we would forego any sort of aversions we have to mother of pearl for this one, but two really nice. I really like those two little sort of fat pen or spear points. And then the third one is this one, which I think, if I remember from his Instagram, he was saying I think this was going to be a 4-blade whittler, and then something went wrong, and it ended up being a 2-blade one. So I think this is a complete one-off, because this looks like a coping blade shape. I think
that's right. Yeah, nice little coping blade and a warning. Yeah,
and a Warncliffe. So what's your thinking then, Mikey?
Well, you've picked my favourite maker, haven't you?
Of course.
Which is great because, you know.
Well, the thing was, why I went for the 2-bladed ones, because I didn't want to put up one knife that I knew you had. Although maybe in a future show I can pick 3 that you've got. That would be even more easy.
And then ask me to scrap one of my own knives. Evil genius.
That's. I think that was an idea from Elan actually. Previously.
Oh, okay. Well, he is evil, isn't he?
So.
The one that jumps out at me straight away is actually the 2-bladed whittler. I love that. Absolutely love it. I don't know why. I'm a sucker for a Warncliffe, and I do love a coping blade. I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with carry number 1.
Okay.
I'm going to go scrap number 2.
Ooh.
And keep number 3.
Okay.
And I mean, that, don't get me wrong, that canoe is lovely. And it's an Ashley, so it's going to be an 01 tool still. I love canoes. I've got a few of them. I very rarely carry them, but they are a lovely design. So I'm going to go carry, scrap, keep.
And maybe we could send that to Chirk, because I know that he likes a canoe, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. Yeah, although he might have to fight Sean for it.
Okay. Sean, what's your thinking?
Well, I'm going to carry the first one. I really like that shape. It's that serpentine shape.
Yeah.
Like the
lovely.
Like this Humphrey's.
It's a great shape.
It really is great in the hand.
I
don't know why do they still make those as a standard?
They're working on one there, aren't they, Sean?
They are indeed. It was a very, very common pattern at one time.
Yeah.
From lots of different makers. Just because of the mother of pearl and because of the impracticality for me of it, I'm going to scrap the canoe.
Oh,
okay. Sean's gone the same as me, hasn't he?
Have you? Carry, scrap, keep.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And that's a difficult choice.
Yeah.
Although I am partial to canoe. I've got this IXL one that I recently got from Matt from Slippy.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Would you make that a third knife then, Sean? That 2-bladed whittler.
I like that.
I like that as well. Yeah. Lovely.
I think that'll be quite a useful set of blades on that.
Yeah. I mean, so you've got carry. Oh, which one was your carry and which was your keep?
Carry, scrap, keep.
Carry, scrap, keep.
Yeah.
Because mine was carry, keep, scrap, and just because I thought as a sort of a Sunday best, or if I was going somewhere and I wanted a knife that if I to impress somebody, that sort of mother. So I wouldn't carry it a lot, but just for a special occasion, that would be a good one. Just having a look in the chat. So, who was first?
Matt's gone the same as us.
TK's spay blades are for nut jobs. Yeah, just speaking to TK. Was has gone scrap carry keep. Scrap keep carry. Okay. Slippy's gone the same as you. Chirk, no surprise, has gone scrap carry keep. TK scrap keep carry. Okay. Keep 3, carry 1. Keep 3. So carry 1, scrap, keep. You just made it complicated, Tony. But yeah, that's fine.
Tony makes something complicated.
Dave Johns has gone for scrap keep carry. Scrap keep carry. That it's interesting. This Paddy's gone for scrap keep carry as well. So this I think maybe they should bring back the whittlers then. If that seems very very popular. Fictional Iceland has got scrap keep carry as well. Mrs. C has got carry keep scrap. That was similar to me. Baxter's has got keep carry scrap. Chirk is unsibbing from you, Mikey. Obviously,
he unsibbed for me a long time ago.
Yeah, it's not. It wouldn't be the first time, would it? Sean has gone for scrap, keep, and carry. I think we've gone through them all. Okay. I haven't got the prices because these are all either specials or sold. But
yeah, for
this sort of knife, then they're normally they seem to be in around about the 120 to one sort of 80 range. For his...
It varies now. It all depends. I mean, that I would say that middle one would probably be quite pricey now.
Yeah, because I mean, working with mother of pearl, it must be difficult.
It is difficult, mate. Yeah, you're right.
You know, Slippy. Everybody has their own view, and the same way that your view is that they're heathens. That's fine. But anyway, it was just a bit of fun, and thanks for playing along at home. Of course, if you actually want to buy one of Ashley's, unless you're connected like Mikey, and
his books are closed. Yeah, his books are closed. He's got a lot of regular customers. It's very hard. Unfortunately, it's very hard to get hold of one. He does release somewhere around 10 knives a month via Instagram.
So you've pretty much got to be sitting on Instagram. In fact, I think Fictional Iceland.
He did. He got
one of his latest set.
I believe he did because I may have seen a parcel with his name on it going out to. I believe it's in California. Yeah.
Right, because I think I saw it when I was researching for this keep carry scrap. I think it's so well done with that. Right, as time's getting on a bit, do we want to just do one sort of round with a couple of other knives that we've picked up? Do you want to start, Mikey?
Yeah, certainly. Got this one with the box.
Ooh,
very nice.
But it's just a small pen knife. Yeah, but it's in jigged bone with a California clip.
That's a big box for a small knife.
Well, it's quite a small box to be fair, so you can see it. But it came with the paperwork and everything in it.
Oh, lovely.
Two little pen and a Turkish clip. Lovely piece of bone on it, dyed jigged bone. I couldn't. It was quite small for me, but I just couldn't let this one go because it was so nice.
Yeah,
carbon steel as well. All working off of a single back spring with some lovely brass liners on it.
Yeah,
it was a really nice find. This was my first ever IXL finds, and it's a single bladed one with IXL on the handle as well. Now I picked this one up because it doesn't have liners. The steel liners and the scales are all just two pieces of metal.
Oh, okay. The scales are metal. I didn't.
Yeah, and they've been textured and then painted.
Wow.
To look like something else, but it's a really heavy knife because it's just like a solid steel knife. And I picked that up for not much money, and I thought that's great. I shall do. And then another one to show would be another George Wolstenholme, a jackknife that I picked up not so long ago. Little two-bladed jack in ebony, brass lining.
Oh, that's cool, isn't it?
Really well made, lovely knife.
It looks a little bit like the Arthur Wright one that you've got, you know, with a fairly flat profile on the bolster.
Yeah, it's really nice. Carbon steel blades again, George Wolstenholme, perfect fit and finish. I've given this quite a bit of pocket time. Really nice jackknife.
Yeah.
And again, I think I picked this up for I think it was £18. Still a handmade knife that's made it in like Sheffield, £18. This was another little thing that I fell into of trying to find these knives as cheap as possible. And then I'm thinking, well, you know what? These are handmade vintage knives. Paying £25 for them isn't bad, you know.
Yeah. I think that was one of my regrets. I saw a tailor's eyewitness, and that was £18, but it was right near the end. I already borrowed some cash from my son's girlfriend, so I think I realised I probably spent enough that day.
I did that once before. I did that down at Newark. It was the end of the day. I'd spent up, and we went back to one of our knife haunts, and he just pulled out 3 brand new old stock Spydercos and said £10 each. And I went, Slippy, can I borrow some money? I'm not sure if I actually paid him back, but you know, tough.
I think it's hard to even buy the knockoff ones on AliExpress for the price.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's cool. That's cool. Oh, that's good. Right, Sean, what have you got?
Well, this beauty, it's a hefty piece. Well, I think this was one you were with me when I got this, Mikey.
I was.
Was it in somewhere in Derby way?
It was, yeah.
So it's like a horseman's knife.
Yeah.
It's European. I'm either French or German, I think. But it's very well made, nice quality. So you've got a main blade and a secondary blade. You've got the old style can opener with a little stud for taking it out. Screwdriver. You have then got a store.
I like the way this screwdriver looks like a blade that's had the end broken off.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. I was just thinking the same.
And then a pair of scissors.
Oh, wow.
And you've got the corkscrew on the back and the awl, which is the triangular style awl. Yeah, but although I don't know who it's made by, it's been made very well.
I wonder if it's like a sort of a cavalryman's knife or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think they called these horseman's knives, equestrian knives, sportsman's knives.
Coachman or...
All right, yeah. All those names in catalogues, in the old catalogues and stuff. But, yeah. And these are synthetic covers. But they're quite attractive.
Oh, yeah.
It's quite a nice piece. And it's a good size.
It's a chunky boy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And then there was this This is a JB Holland Sheffield. This clip point. This one with a lanyard hole.
Has that been worn and sharpened a bit, or is it like a really fat?
Yeah, it's had a bit of wear on the blade.
Yeah.
Still got plenty of meat on it, really.
Yeah.
But the clip point has been shortened.
Yeah, that's what I was
usage.
thinking. Yeah.
It's got some swedging on it as well, Sean.
Yeah, nice bit of swedging. Don't know whether that's going to show on
cool.
there. But yeah. But still got good snap. So
That's cool. Are you done?
yeah.
Right, thanks, John. Right, I just quickly show the 4 Victorinox that I got. So as I think we said, there were these 2. Now, I've often said I don't like coloured A-locks because, you know, it all rubs off. But now, having seen these, I'm thinking it does look quite cool when that happens. So this one here is a solo, and it's had a bit of wear, but it's not. I think the ends just come off there slightly, but I think otherwise that's not bad condition at all. The Pioneer needs a bit of cleaning up, and unfortunately on this one, at the tip of the blade has gone. So I think, because I quite like this, I think I might try and use their service to get it.
I've just got one sent off, Mark. Do it. Just do it, because you can even make like a video on it and stuff, and see how it comes back, and you can ask if you want it, you know, like cleaned and polished and sharpened and stuff. Cool.
Yeah. So I think that would be great to see. It would be great just to test out the service. So I've got those 2, and they were both. So the Pioneer was 10, and this Solo was 650, and my son found that. And then the other 2, this is a Recruit Economy, and I think on the back, so it doesn't have any back tools, and I don't know if we can see. So it's even got the economy stamp on it.
Yeah.
But a nice, that's in quite good condition, this one. And then the last one, which is one of the ones that I really wanted to get, is this one. And it's interesting because I had a chat with somebody for one of my videos. They had the Excelsior in A-locks.
I've got those.
Really nice, smooth A-locks. So
I've got those. I've got those in silver and in red as well. Yeah.
Me
so
too.
this is the Celador version, but I think that was 10 quid as well, which I thought that was a nice addition. I think that's a nice thing, is finding these sort of discontinued knives.
Yeah, very nice.
Which you're not going to get anywhere else. So so I think that's it. Oh, Slippy's saying he can fix that for me.
Slippy can fix most things when it's Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, well, I quite fancy having a custom A-locks at some point. So I think I might look out, not these ones, but I'm going to look out for a few other ones that can be donors. So
that's what you need when you're doing the A-lock stuff, because they're specialist size blades and that you do need a donor knife.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things I want to find a few cheap Victorinox to mess about with the scales a bit myself and stuff as well. I don't need to do customs, but if I can speak nicely to Slippy or to get down. Anyway, I think we'll call it a night there. We've been going quite a while. Big thanks to Mikey and Sean for showing us some of their finds and for getting me started, really, because I followed them around for a morning. The weekend we camped, and that sort of gave me a bit of confidence to get out there and have a go myself. So do as Slippy says. If you haven't already, even if you didn't, please hit the like button. It helps the channel a lot. I'll find a guest for next week. So, and if anybody's got a channel and they want to come on, please let me know, and we'll put you on here and we'll come up with a great topic. Thanks again for everybody in the chat. I don't know why people keep turning up, but it's always good to see you.
It's always
good to
fun.
see Mrs. C. Haven't seen Mrs. C for a while, and that's always great. So have a great rest of the week, everybody, and take care, and we'll catch you next week. Thanks, everyone.
Take
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.